Hello everyone, today I'll be distilling hand sanitizer into ethanol, also known as drinking alcohol. However, before I could begin, I had to figure out how in the world I was supposed to put together this distillation setup that I bought off of Temu. This budget distillation setup came with a round bottom flask with what appeared to be a gas adapter, a glass straw, a stopper with a hole, a stopper without a hole, and a condenser column. One thing to note is that none of these pieces of glassware came with ground glass joints. Now, the distillation setup was extremely confusing to put together, but I figured it out after some guesswork. However, the glass straw is still unused, which is very strange. Then I realized its true purpose, to enjoy a nice drink with after figuring out this absolute enigma of a distillation setup. I then pumped a bit of hand sanitizer gel into the round bottom flask. I then added some ordinary table soap to coagulate the gelling agent, making the alcohol more fluid. I shook it up in order to mix the components. I then filled a bucket with water in order to cool my distillation setup. I threw in a few ice packs in order to cool the water, and then I put in a small water pump to circulate the coolant. After connecting the water tubes to the condenser, I was able to plug the pump in and circulate the water. It should be noted, however, that the condenser column is currently circulating the water poorly due to an air gap. In order to fix this issue, one simply needs to tilt the condenser so the air flows out. For heating, we have an alcohol lamp filled with acetone that I will place under the round bottom flask. I also add a beaker to catch the distillate. Now, the distillation can finally commence. It may be a bit difficult to see, but the hand sanitizer inside the round bottom flask is boiling furiously. As you can see, the distillate is collecting nicely in my receiving beaker. Eventually, I decided to do a quick check on progress, and I started with extinguishing the acetone lamp. However, when I checked it, I noticed there was still a bunch of sanitizer that hadn't boiled, so I decided to continue with the distillation. I relighted the lamp, and that's when disaster struck. Oh no. I had to extinguish the lamp quickly, otherwise the flame may have lit the alcohol and potentially blown up my entire flask. Fortunately, I acted fast enough that nothing actually blew up, but that was a very terrifying moment. Because some distillate may have gotten into the receiving flask, I decided to restart the distillation. When I felt that the distillation was complete, I packed up my setup and retrieved my distillate. This is my finished distillate. As you can see, it burns pretty well. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye.